History of Occitania. A pivotal period, the 13th century. At the end of the 12th century, the Romance language that is now called Occitan language is spoken in 3 European states, the Duchy of Aquitaine, the County of Toulouse and the Kingdom of Aragon. The County of Forcalquier having a special status, it is both a Catalan possession, therefore Aragonese, but at the same time a dependency of the Holy Roman Empire. At that time, the population of Aquitaine, Toulouse and Aragon spoke Old Occitan, the Romance language, but which was not called Occitan language until the 14th century only. In 1189, Henri II Plantagenêt died. His son and heir, the Duke of Aquitaine Richard the Lionheart, then became Duke of Normandy and King of England. But in 1199, after only 10 years of reign at the head of the Empire Plantagenet, Richard the Lionheart died in the same year as his sister Jeanne of England, the Countess of Toulouse, wife of Comte Raymond VI. John Lackland, the last son of the Duchesse Aliénor of Aquitaine, succeeded his brother Richard the Lionheart at the head of the Angevin Empire. Brittany detached itself in 1203, but was then invaded in 1206 by the Capetian Philip II Augustus, the King of France. Widower of Joan of England, the Count of Toulouse Raymond VI remarried in 1202 with Eleanor, the sister of the King of Aragon Peter II. Thus, in 1203, the County of Toulouse and the Kingdom of Aragon form a nucleus of Occitan state co-directed by 2 brothers-in-law, Raymond VI of Toulouse and Peter II of Aragon called the Catholic. The County of Forcalquier, Catalan Aragonese possession, escapes from the authority of the Holy Roman Empire. The County of Comminges and the County of Foix also become fiefs of Aragon. In 1209, Pope Innocent III organized an expedition against the Cathar heretics implanted in Occitania. It was the beginning of the Crusade of the Albigensians. Then, the French Lord Simon of Montfort goes in crusade in Occitania. He devastated the territory of Raymond Roger Trencavel, Viscount of Albi and Béziers, a vassal of Peter II of Aragon. After that, he attacks the nearby cities of the County of Toulouse. After defeating the Almohad Muslims in Spain at the Battle of Navas de Tolosa in 1212, Peter II of Aragon the Catholic decided to put an end to the exactions of the French on the lands of his vassals and his brother-in-law Raymond VI of Toulouse. On September 12, 1213, Peter II of Aragon confronts the French armies of Simon de Montfort at Muret, a city of the south of Toulouse. During the battle, Peter II was killed. Raymond VI of Toulouse does not engage his troops in the battle, thus leaving the numerical advantage to the French who crushed the Catalans. It was the beginning of the decline of Aragonese influence in the north of the Pyrenees. Aragon lost Nice in 1215 to Genoa, its other fiefs passing into the hands of Capetian dynasties, kings of France and branch of Anjou Sicily. After the death of Peter II of Aragon, Raymond VI and his son inheritor Raymond VII, son of Joan of England, continue to face the troops of the French usurper Simon de Montfort, meanwhile proclaimed new Count of Toulouse. On September 13, 1217, Raymond VI, returning to Toulouse, razed the city against the French occupier. Simon of Montfort then begins the siege of the city, but is killed there on June 25, 1218. With the death of their fighting leader Simon of Montfort, Raymond VI and his son Raymond VII of Toulouse regained the military advantage over the French, now led by Amaury of Montfort, the son of Simon, despite the sending by the King of France Philip II Augustus of reinforcements with at their head his son Louis himself. The reigns of the Plantagenets John Lackland and Henry III are disastrous. Between 1206 and 1223, the King of France, the Capetian Philip Augustus, annexed the greater part of the Duchy of Aquitaine. On August 2, 1222, Raymond VII succeeded his father and became the new Count of Toulouse. On July 14, 1223, the King of France Philip II Augustus dies. On August 6 his son Louis VIII succeeded him. On January 30, 1226, Louis VIII, now King of France, went back to Occitania in a crusade against the Cathars, annexing the territories of the Count of Toulouse. The Count of Toulouse Raymond VII resists as best he can to the French invasion. Louis VIII finally died during the year, November 8, 1226. The Occitan War continues, and gives no way out. After 3 years, a peace treaty was negotiated in Meaux, sealed by the marriage of Jeanne, the only daughter of Raymond VII and heiress of the County of Toulouse, with Alphonse of France, brother of the new King of France of the Capetian dynasty, Louis IX, also called Saint Louis. The Kingdom of Aragon begins the conquest of Balearic Islands. In 1238, the Kingdom of Aragon conquers the Kingdom of Valencia. In Aquitaine, Thirteenth of Lusignan and a big part of the gentry of Poitou stayed faithful to the Plantagenets dynasty. Then, Thirteenth made a pact with the King of England Henry III, with the King of Aragon and with the Count Raymond VII of Toulouse also, whom he marries his daughter, because Raymond VII wishes an heir other than his daughter Jeanne, who by the Treaty of Meaux offers the county for dowry to the Capetians. But on July 21, 1242, the Capetian St. Louis defeated Henry III Plantagenet and the gentry of Poitou at Taillebourg, and then advanced his troops on the county of Toulouse. In January 1243, Raymond VII of Toulouse was obliged to submit to the King of France. Fled in the Pyrenees Mountains, the last resistant Cathars fell on March 16, 1244 in Montségur Castle. In 1246, Provence escapes the Aragonese influence by marriage and passes under Capetian authority of the dynasty of Anjou. In 1258, King James I of Aragon sells the county of Gévaudan to St. Louis. In 1266, Charles of Anjou, brother of the King of France St. Louis, Count of Provence and Forcalquier, also becomes King of Naples and Sicily. In 1271, Jane of Toulouse and her husband Alphonse of Poitiers died without descendants, hence, the County of Toulouse is officially attached to the Kingdom of France according to the clauses of the Treaty of Meaux. After succeeding his father Saint Louis in 1270, the new King of France Philippe III the Hardy gives around Avignon the county Venaissin to the Pope Gregory X in 1274. Almost unified at the beginning of the 13th century in three politically close states, Duchy of Aquitaine, Kingdom of Aragon and County of Toulouse, less than a century later, Occitania is divided into 5 distinct entities. In the south of the Pyrenees Mountains and in the Mediterranean Sea, the Kingdom of Aragon remains for some centuries still a powerful state, annexing Malta, Sicily, and Sardinia. The greater part of Aquitaine now belongs to the Capetian domain. Poitou, Auvergne, Limousin and the County of Toulouse are integrated in the Kingdom of France. The dynasty of Anjou are owners of Provence. The Plantagenets keep only Gascony. The County of Nice is federated to the Republic of Genoa. Avignon and the County Venaissin belong to the Papacy.